I'm Kurt Dupre, this is Chasing Cars, and we have a new, if slightly pre-loved, member of the Chasing Cars long-term family, the Hyundai Tucson Elite Hybrid 2-wheel drive with N-Line pack. Now, regular viewers of our channel know that we typically aim to clock up 6 months and 10,000 Ks of duration with our long-term loans. That's not always the case, but it is the game plan with the car that I've decided to nickname Ari, and reasons for which I will disclose later. I was actually going to call it Olek in homage to the previous custodian who's decided to go off to greener pastures. That's perhaps a story for another time, but most importantly, I get to keep his stuff. At least the good stuff. Some of you might remember the Lexus RX that I nicknamed Chief, or the Honda CR-V that I called Fred. Both were Japanese-sourced 5-seat hybrid-powered SUVs, and I became pretty fond with both of them after spending 6 months and 10,000 kilometers in each. Now I'm keen to see if Korea can make it a successful hybrid SUV trifecta, and I will be documenting progress both here with a video series on YouTube as well as a bit of a deeper dive on our website. Chasing Cars. Honest reviews of your next car.
Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
So why Ari and why now? Well, the 4th generation Tucson first arrived back in 2021, but it was an all-petrol affair, and it traded heavily on its new design inside and out. Fast forward to a couple of months ago, and this facelift version arrived with a 1.6-litre turbocharged petrol-electric powertrain. Hyundai did ditch the diesel option, but that still left a matrix of around 17 different variants. It's underpinned by 3 particular tiers, so you can get the base model, just a Tucson, the flagship premium, or this, the mid-grade elite. Added to that, you also get a choice of petrol or hybrid power, 2-wheel drive or all-wheel drive or regular, or N-Line pack. Combined, there's a choice of 9 different elite variants in the lineup, depending on which way you want to go. So our Ari spec is hybrid, front-wheel drive, and with N-Line accoutrement. It is priced at $52,600 list, and in this no-cost white, it's about $5,000 more parked up in your driveway. Of course, now that Tucson has hybrid power under its belt, it's a much closer competitor to what has been the biggest selling vehicle bar none in Australia of late, Toyota's RAV4. And at a price point right here that lines up pretty neatly with the RAV4 Cruiser 2-wheel drive. So watch for that twin test coming soon. Of course, where the Tucson differs greatly to the RAV4 under the bonnet is it fits a much smaller 1.6-litre engine than the 2.5 in the Toyota. But it's turbocharged, whereas the RAV4 isn't. In terms of power, the Hyundai is just 1 kilowatt more at 132 kilowatts, but it's really torque where it shows its superiority. 265 newton meters is 44 newton meters up on its Toyota rival. But the form guide does suggest that the Hyundai is thirstier, 5.3 litres combined against the 4.8 of its Toyota rival. So we'll definitely be keeping close tabs on what the fuel economy is going to be like, be it around town or on the highway. Of course, we're going to look long and hard into the interior and packaging, and we're also going to see how fit it is for city slickers or regional owners. We'll dive into the value proposition and see what you do and don't get for the mid-spec elite package, and we will ponder which of the 3 variants in the lineup we think is our sweet spot. Needless to say, we will take Ari on a great Australian road trip or 3 and see how it fares as a Grand Tourer. And in fine long-term tradition here at Chasing Cars, we will go through our hits and misses in our final video wraps. But to not shortchange you, here's a couple after first impressions. It didn't take long to find a real hit with a hybrid Tucson experience, and that is powertrain refinement. Turbocharging has done wonders to make Hyundai's hybrid system a really smooth operator. And the transition between engine and motor drive is much more seamless, or less seamy, than that of what I remember for Toyota's RAV4. But we'll skirmish that a little bit deeper as we get into the experience. But a real miss for me right out of the gate is the laborious startup procedure that you have to go through every single time in order to turn off the speed sign recognition. So the first thing, you have to wait for the profile screen to take its sweet time to boot up. Then you have to hit the start button to bring up the sub-menu for the defeat of the speed system. If you leave it at that, it just sits there, so you have to hit another button then to go back to the main screen. Then separately you have to activate CarPlay, and then you have to activate Spotify or Google Maps or whatever you like. That's 20 seconds of your life that you don't get back every time you start up a car, and 20 seconds of death stares that you get if you're parked up at the Woolies car park while somebody else is waiting for your car space. So that's where we're going with the Ari experience over the next couple of months. But what I want to know is what you want to know about the Tucson hybrid experience. So put your comments and your suggestions below, and don't forget to subscribe while you're at it. So check out this channel and our website for more on the constant run of long-termers that we have coming through the Chasing Cars garage. And of course, as always, thanks for watching Chasing Cars.